Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Marie and this is Weaving Fate Tarot and Divination. And today is day 8 of my 30-day reading challenge. And as you see, I've got 4 cards here, which likely means pick a card reading. So we're going to give it another shot. I know I've been having a harder time with the longer videos, but let's see if I can keep some of these, keep the reading shorter, but give you more options to choose from. And as always, even though, you know, a lot of the videos coming out, I'm talking about, you know, Lionsgate energy, shifting energies. These will still be timeless readings, and perhaps different piles will speak to you in different ways, or you'll come back to these piles later, later on in time in the year, and see if they have another message for you. All right, so as you notice, I do have the cards out. I was asking Spirit what I should be, you know, providing today, what kind of reading should be provided. And it's a kind of like a right here, right now, what you need to know. We might be touching on, right now what I'm feeling is that we might be touching on the week ahead, the next week or the next 2 weeks, sort of the energies that are coming in. So as I was shuffling, 4 cards actually flew out and I decided to go ahead with this. It feels like these are the cards for the separate piles. So let's see, pile 1, we have this card here. For pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. They all have very different energies, very different feelings attached with each of these. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's get the charm now. I feel like we should do it first. So a charm for pile 1, Spirit. We've got 2 charms here. We have the spinning wheel and the angel. For pile 2, again, more than one, we have the flower, the bird, and the seahorse. For pile 3, I have the anchor, and for pile 4, we have a couple of 3. We have the clock, we have the little key, and the heart with the infinity symbol. And I hear, as I'm putting this down, it's time to stop searching. Interesting. Okay, we'll get into it later though. Alrighty, so here are your 4 piles to choose from. I'll have the timestamps below, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello there, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose this card here. And the charms the angel, and the spinning wheel. And I'm hearing with this one, it's time. I'm not sure what they're referring to yet. I do want to say that this stone here really wanted to be put out into this reading. It's a chunk of lapis lazuli, but you know, what you usually associate with the color is right in here, right? The gold specks, the blue, encased in, I believe it's like a granite or a quartz. That has something to do with this reading about being encased. Something's being encased. The magic is being encased. That there's this powerful magic within you that's still being, that's starting to make its way out. And even the imagery on the card, even the imagery on the card is, which is what I'm going with. This is a tarot deck. What's it called? It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I've had this is one of the decks I've had the longest, but I haven't worked with it much because we haven't connected yet. But I felt I should, you know, hold on to it. The time would come. And that probably plays into this also. The time is now, the time is coming. There's a feeling of you've been patient for a long time, and now we're coming out of this. I feel like it's not darkness, but sort of like in between phase, in between cycles, in between life phases, this in between phase, and that you've been patient for a while. Just kind of spinning the wheel, being patient, being positive. And you know, your angels, it does feel angelic. Angels are coming in to help you, to help provide some guidance, provide light, bring you to where you want to be, help you move out of that in-between phase into what it is that you're working towards. It's starting to come out. All right, so let's get a few more oracle cards. What do I want to work with for you today? I think the gateway of light activation cards. Yeah. All right, what does pile 1 need to know, Spirit? Spirit, what does pile 1 need to know? We have Lemurian seed codes, which is funny. These are little Lemurians right here. How appropriate. It says embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. A beautiful card. Have you been seeing colors and rainbows, like just everywhere, and sparkles of things? I feel like that's a sign for you. A sign for you from your spirit team, from these very high vibrational energies that are coming in, and that's what this is. These very high vibrational energies that are coming in and activating things within you, activating some codes that have been planted there long time ago within you, and they're coming online now. That's what this feels like to me. Another card, Spirit, for pile 1. What does pile 1 need to know right now? I keep hearing like the wait is over. The wait is over. You're not going to be just spinning your wheels anymore. That here comes the change. Here comes the shift. If you watched that reading yesterday about that I posted about the great shift, and then the day before that, that was about the ancestors talking about this shift. And you are definitely, I feel like you've come back to watch this one, and this is talking about that. You're not going to be spinning your wheels anymore. Here it comes. Here comes that shift. And you're going to be seeing the signs in the, like these rainbow sparkles. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like I'm closing my eyes and I'm seeing like just all of these little sparkles, like bubbles in a carbonated drink, like a clear like mineral water, and you see the bubbles and maybe some light coming in and hitting it, and it's sparkling. And that is what I'm seeing as I tap into this. And it feels like that is what you're starting to see also, like you're starting to notice sparkles and things, and that is activating something within you. We have Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. And this is what you've been working through, and I feel like this is what's been, you know, kind of taking a while. Like there's some heavy stuff that you've really been clearing out, especially over the past several months. For some of you, much longer than that, 6-7 years. Yeah, you've been just clearing and clearing and clearing and clearing, and I think that's why you feel like you've been in the dark. Like you're like, is all of this what's happening? Like, where is this leading me? Where is this taking me? And what's been happening is all of this clearing. While the silver is really calling me, I'm feeling a lot of moon energy coming in. Oh, this is interesting. What's this all about, Spirit? What is this? Water. I'm hearing water. So let's use this deck here. Water. What do we need to know about the water? How is this tying in to this reading for pile 1, Spirit? What's up with the water? Shapeshifter, and that's where you're in. You're shape-shifting right now. I feel like it's not just this is a change on many different levels in many different areas of your life. I'm hearing there's this big emotional, like your perspective changing regarding emotions, like how you view your own emotions and how that affects your life, how that affects your relationships, how it affects, well, everything, how you feel the world, how you feel the things, the situations that you find yourself in, how you feel about yourself. So there's a lot of emotional release that's happening. I think that's been a lot of the heaviness is emotions that haven't wanted to clear. Like you think that you've done the work and then you experience it again. And that's what's changing here. And even though it sounds like it's a small, I mean, some people might think, it's a small thing, you know, the change in how I perceive my own emotions and how I feel my own emotions, but that is not a small thing. That is life-changing. And that is what's coming in. I think that there's so much more lightness and joy and happiness and a peace that you've been searching for, that you're like, you know, you've been searching for this inner peace to feel okay with things and to not feel triggered by things. And I feel like there probably a lot of things were triggering for you. And that's what you've been working through. And the change is coming. Now's the time where you're releasing all of this old karmic stuff and junk. It's providing you this freedom to feel that peace that you've been searching for and hoping for, and happiness. I feel like this group, you're the ones that wake up in the morning and it's not the first thought in your mind is not joy, or it's not happiness, it's not peacefulness, it's not I had a good night's sleep and what's the day gonna bring? That's not this group. And I know exactly how this feels because this is something that I've kind of had to work through myself. It's something that I've had to shift, the shape that I've needed to shift within myself. And that's what's coming. It's you're recognizing ways that you can, or you're being shown ways, I should say, you're being shown ways that you can change that current immediately upon waking, right? Or you wake up in the morning and you notice, I'm going to say in 3 weeks, you're going to notice, hey, I don't feel that heaviness. I don't feel that sadness. I don't feel that, that feeling of, what's coming, right? Oh, what's today going to bring? It's going to be a complete shift in that perspective. You're going to start waking up and be like, breath of fresh air. Look at the sunlight coming through my window. Like, it's going to be, that's the type of shift that we're looking at. And when you look at life in that way, it's life changing. You're completely shifting your way of being in this world. And so let's get some tarot cards here. Let's see which ones I want to use. Let's use this on forever. All right. So what else can you tell us about what's happening with Pile 1 Spirit? What else? What other messages do you have for us here? Oh, I feel like I can breathe. Like this is being released, and I can breathe, and that's what's coming. This, like, I'm feeling like there's it sounds so simple, but it's not simple. It sounds like a small thing, but it's not a small thing. For those of you here in Pile 1, this is peace. And you know, if you've been searching for that, this is a beautiful, beautiful transformation that's occurring within you. All right, what else can you share with us? Oh, here we go. We have the Six of Hearts and the Queen of Wands. So let's go ahead and show that to you. Six of Hearts. Yeah, this is something that you've been experiencing since you were little. And this was created not just when you were younger, but throughout past lives. So this is something that you've been trying to, I want to say kick to the curb, but let's honor the process here a bit more. It's not really, what it is that it's an impetus for this amazing transformation to this much higher energetic frequency that you're going to be in. You're going to look back in a few years and be like, who was that person? Like, that's the kind of change. Like, you're going to look back at yourself and be like, who was that person, right? You'll know, you'll have an understanding because you will have been the one that worked through it, but it'll be such a hugely different energy that you're living in, a hugely different world, your own world that you're living in. It's gonna feel so different. We have the Queen of Wands, and tied to this message is I feel like this way of being that you've been in, that you've been trying to work through and get through, it has really made you feel lethargic in a way, like energetically lethargic, motivationally lethargic. Like there are things that you want to do, but you just can't. You just don't get around to doing it because you're tired. Because you're tired, and it's manifesting all of this work. You're doing a lot of work, so you know it makes sense that you're tired. But it's manifesting in the physical world where you are feeling it. You're feeling a lot of this in your body. And some of these things are like, well, why do I feel this way? Why is this happening to me, right? Why do I feel like this? And the people around you perhaps aren't feeling it or aren't going through the same things. And so it kind of isolates you in a way. But that's going. I want to say, don't let this feeling of isolation stick around after this is done. I don't think that it will, but some things, some habits become ingrained, right? Some ways of doing certain things, or maybe not going out and hanging out with your friends on a certain day, right? Let's just say Friday night rolls along, everybody's gonna, hang out, and you have a habit of maybe being like, I'm too tired, I just can't, I need to go home, I gotta, Netflix and chill or whatever. And beware of any habits that you've created that keep you from doing the things that you really want to do, right? That feels right to you, that you would do if you weren't so tired otherwise. So, and for some of you, these are going to be like athletic dreams. These are things that you've always wanted to. I always wanted to run a marathon, and this is going to clear and allow you the energy and the opportunity to really step into some of these goals and dreams that you've had. And it might be harder to get things going in the physical world after this change occurs in your energetic body. But remember once you start feeling it, to not let old habits keep you anchored to this old way of being, because it has no place. It won't have a place in your life anymore. You will have released it. And let's see. And yes, the Nine of Pentacles. How perfect. Like this feeling of, it's almost like this feeling of contentment, of finally being where you want to be, of finally having what you felt reflects, what you feel reflects you as a person, your authentic self, more than this other way of being. This is you. This is what I see. This is you. And once you get through this, it'll be much easier to tap into that aspect of self. That it'll be much easier to tap into who you are, like authentically. I think that there's also some confusion because you feel a certain way. You're already, because you're kind of in this in between. There's some confusion about, I want to do all these things. Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so unmotivated? Why can't I get through this thing? Like why am I so tired? And that's all of this old stuff just burning away. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it's just all, it's burning away, being released back to Mother Earth and being composted. And it's just gonna, the way that energy works, right? It just, it starts internally and then it moves to the external. It just takes a little bit of time, depending on how heavy and how deep the anchors were. All right, is there anything else you'd like to share, Spirit? One more card. Let's see, what shall we get? Let's use Angel, no, what is this? The Angels and Ancestors deck, because of the angel here. All right, one last final message for pile one. And we have 3 cards, of course. We have Great Teacher, Learn from Spiritual Experience. Out there, and that's that feeling I get. You're releasing all of these things that no longer serve you. We have Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. This is what you're doing now. This is where you're at, actually. I feel like this is where you're at. You've been doing the reflecting. You've been understanding the lessons. And lastly, Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. And that's what's coming for you. The energy of peace. Look to that. Look to that. Start pulling it in, start pulling it in, start shifting into that space. And you can do that now, right? You've been doing the work. You're wondering what the next steps are. You're wondering why it hasn't happened yet, why it hasn't manifested in your physical life yet. It actually is. It's starting, and you should be seeing these things. I'm sure that you're already seeing those sparkles, and you're noticing those things. I think I talked about it in the last reading about how there's one group that you're seeing things, and you're actually feeling a slight change within you, like when you hear, like I said, the sound bowl. If you hear a sound bowl, how does that feel within your body, right? And that's the sort of shifting that you're feeling in the physical world, and it will grow. And as you see these lights or feel these shifts, take that moment to take a breath and feel that peace. And that helps you step into that space to embrace that, so that, it's kind of snowballs. It has a snowball effect. And that's what I thought of when I saw this. That it's all of the other stuff is being washed away, and you're being left with the true gem of your soul, your true essence. All right. I think that's your message, Pile 1. What a beautiful message. You're there. You're getting there. You're just about there. It's happening for you. Stay positive. Embrace that energy of peace. Shift. Do your thing. Shift into that new space, that new peaceful space. All right. So thanks once again for joining me. As I say every time, I do love sitting here and spending this time with you, doing these readings. They really are insightful, and they've been feeling so hopeful, especially in the last couple of days. So keep at it. Do what you're doing. Keep keeping on. You are on the right path, Pile 1. If you like the reading, please subscribe and enable notifications if you'd like to know when the next video is out. Should be another one tomorrow. And thank you once again. Sending lots of love your way, and hope to see you again soon. All right. Bye-bye. Hey there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this card here, which is the Two of Earth, the Two of Pentacles, and the charms are the flower, the seahorse, and the bird. I'm just a little distracted. The birds are singing outside. Oh, that was weird. What was that distraction? I think that's probably factoring into this reading here. Something's distracting you, and you're being called to come back to equilibrium. So, and how do we do that? I think the reason we've got all this green coming out, I even actually went and picked some rosemary from my garden for this reading today. Grounded. You need to ground. And for you, it's especially important for you to ground out in nature. And that is part of, it ties into your life purpose here. This is interesting. Where are we going with this, Spirit? Tying into the life purpose. You've planted seeds. And I feel like this is also a manifestation pile. For some of you, you're coming to this wondering, will the changes or the goals, the dreams, the things that you've been, imagining, is it manifesting? I also feel like, what's taking so long? That just popped into my head. What's taking so long? It's taking a while to manifest. That's just the nature of what you're asking for. It's, for some of you, it's a really big thing. For others of you, you think it's not a big thing, and you're like, what? Why is this taking so long? But it's actually much bigger than you believe, than you're perceiving it to be, because it is going to be setting the stage for something else that comes into your life later. So it is a big thing, and it's been taking some time, because as you put out into the world, spirit, the universe creates with you, right? You're all weaving things together, and for things that affect other people, not just yourself, that often takes a bit longer too, right? And isn't that the nature of the world we live in? Let's go ahead and get a bit more information. Let's see, with all the greens, let's stick with this green theme. I'm being called to the Forest Fade cards. So, what would you like to share with us, Spirit, for pile 2? What message do we have for pile 2? What's happening tomorrow? I'm hearing something about tomorrow. The spell singer casts spells of wonder and delight. And so, yes, this is what I do see you definitely trying to manifest. And I do feel that the birds, I like to call them the bird friends, that's your familiar. That's one of the animals that you help to, or that are here to help you move things along. And, you know, birds' quick movement is what I associate with that. And so let's see. What else you have for us, Spirit? Help me pull this together. What is the message that you have for pile 2? Especially if we're talking about manifestation. What do we need to know about this? Well, you know what? There's a card that didn't pick up with the deck. Let's just see what it is. Ace of Stones, the foundation of life. Perfect. That is the Ace of Pentacles. Potential is there. But let's go ahead and get another card. How perfect. Potential is there, but I also feel like there's a little bit of heaviness to it. And you know, some of what I talked about in pile 1 might resonate with you, just about how when you're moving from the energetic to the physical world, some things just take a bit longer. It's the nature of the world we live in, right? Did I just say that in this reading? Oh no. You know, the messages come in and then they kind of go out, and I'm just channeling for most of this. All right. Some of you, I think part of the manifestation is being able to do this, being able to channel, being able to be to receive those messages from Spirit and be able to understand it, and not I feel like there's some questioning of self. Some of you question yourself, question your abilities to do this. Let's get more. And I think that that's also why we're getting this, the earth, the pentacle suit. We have 9 of Stones, tradition. Again, it's all, I feel like all pentacle, all earth. It's just interesting, because what I'm feeling is, I'm feeling like, I'm gonna use that card there. I'm feeling like you are, I feel like you're an earth witch. Like you really are. You're like the green witch. You are very connected to the earth. You're very connected to earth energies, and it's important to note that earth, like that earth element, moves the most slowly as you try and manifest, right? If you're just tuned in solely to earth, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna it's good to be grounded, and it's good to be balanced. And I think that's what this is. You're balancing your earth energy, but you also need to utilize some other faster moving energies, fire, air, to learn to incorporate that into your magic. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're doing this magic, but there's an imbalance in the energy that you're incorporating into your manifestations, or that you are working with. And this is a call to bring all of that to balance. This says tradition here. And I feel like there's two groups here. One that feels things have to be done the way that they've always been done, and this is my path, and this is the way that I do my magic, and this is for some of you, it's like this is the right way. There's no right way. There are different ways of doing things, and for that group, you're being called to really take a look at that perspective and see how you can create changes in that in order to open yourself up to different ways of doing things, different energies, and that's going to enhance who you are as a magic maker. And that's the word they use, magic maker. For the other group that might be tuning in, the tradition here is a call to actually look at traditional ways of doing things. I think that this other part of the group has kind of, you like doing your own thing. That's how I am. I like doing my own thing and like figuring things out, like relying solely on my intuition and just going with it. But there are, which is a good thing, but there are things that will benefit you if you research and work on a traditional path. And that is bringing structure and I think more of a repetitive practice to your world, to your magic making. And so that's what I'm getting in these cards right off the bat. Feel very magical. You're all quite magical people that are in this pile. So let's see. We have the shaman. Yeah, not surprised. Felt that one coming. So for those that are tied to tradition, explore the shamanic aspects of your practice. That's going to be important for you. And I think that there's stuff coming up this week for you. This week, early next week, by Tuesday of next week. I feel like there are things that are popping up in your life right now. There are things that you're seeing, there are things that you're hearing. You're seeing lots of signs and synchronicities that are pointing to something. For some of you, it's runes. I felt that very strongly. For some of you, it's runes or the Om. I'm seeing that it's written, it's like magical alphabet. It's that sort of a feel. You're also hearing people talk about things. Things are catching your eye. And so pay attention to the written language of magic. That's what they're telling me, is the written language of magic. So pay attention to any references to that. And that can include diagrams. That can include script that has not been deciphered yet. These are things that are popping up. So look for the signs. You will be guided. And it will be pretty quick. So like I said, within this next week, by next Tuesday, I really do feel that is the time frame that we're looking at, which is interesting because, you know, time on the other side of the veil is very, don't usually get you know, something quick. It's usually not so, it's not so like in my face when I do timing, but that's what I'm getting and that's what I'm sharing with you. So let's see, what else can we get, Spirit? What other information would you like to get across for pile 2? I'm trying to figure out what cards I'm going to use. And I do feel I want to do something that, you know, I said we're sticking to nature. So let's see, another one. The cards aren't being picked up the whole way. Let's see, what does this say? 8 of Wands, right? Things are going to get moving quickly. Quick movement, quick movement. And after this, I'm going to get another, I'm going to dig out the Celtic Spirit Oracle. I do feel there's a lot of northern magic to this pile. And I don't know, a little bit of like this, I feel like this pull to South America also. Northern European, South American, some Southeast Asia. So if any of these things are, I'm just telling you what I'm hearing because I feel like they probably will ring a bell for you. It'll resonate in some way. All right. Spirit, anything else you want to share with us today? For pile 2, we have the Devil. And also that's this one here. The 7 of Wands. Yeah. Like I said before, with the if you're stuck in thinking about your way is the right way or the only way, or this is, you know, it might be the first or second magical pathway that you studied. You're being encouraged to broaden your horizons a bit more. Don't get stuck in doing things one way. Yes, there is benefit from doing things over and over and over the same way when it does come to magic. But beware of falling into the trap of thinking that it's the only way that you can do something. That's the only way that you can create, because there are other things that you can study, understand, and come to know that's really going to enhance what you do. So, and lastly, the 6 of Coins. And I feel that as, look, there is you're being offered something. And for those of you who shy away from tradition, this is an offer from Spirit, an offer that you will gain something great from exploring traditional ways of doing your magic. There's a gift here. Your guides are, Spirit World is giving you a gift, Mother Earth also. It's this very, very earthy energy to this reading, which also makes me want to say, remember to ground your energy when you're done doing your magic. When you're done, especially when you're done doing, I want to say like candle magic. You might be noticing when you work with certain elements that they're responding in certain ways, that you're going to feel, that you feel things in different parts of your life that probably tie closely to the element that you're working with. And so you're being reminded that you are I want to say kicking up a lot of dust, meaning there's a lot to it, to what you're doing, because you are pretty powerful. There's a lot that's being kicked up. Be sure to ground afterwards so it doesn't, create a whole lot of chaos and, everything goes haywire. So that's a reminder here to ground. And let's get one more. Let's get the Celtic Spirit Oracle. Hold on, whoops. Sending things flying here. I don't know if I can get it. It might be blocked. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's get the Celtic Spirit Oracle out. I think there is a message in here for you, because you work so well with earth energy. Go connect to a tree also. I'm feeling get out in nature, connect with a tree. I think the trees have something to tell you also. That might be a fun reading to do, huh? You can get messages from nature and see what she has to say. All right. Last message for call to we're working in. Actually, this isn't going to be the last message. I need to dig out another deck. They're calling me to She of the Woods, peace, connection, and home. And this is definitely what I was feeling here at the start, where you are definitely one that is connected to the trees, connected to nature. That's your happy place, I feel, in the woods. Hold on, I'm going to grab one more deck. Sure it is. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? I don't know where you're at. Where are you? It is not of the universe. It is the sacred forest. Nope, that's spellcasting. I thought I just used it. Where are you, friend? I know that you have a message for us. Where are you? You know you have a message for us. All right, I'm back. Here we are. It is the Sacred Forest Oracle. Took me a while to find it. Haven't used it in a long time. Let's see. Yep. But this is the deck that called to be used for you. We have Stag Spirit Leadership. This is also making me think, when I come back to tradition, that you may be, some of you, a few of you may be stepping into a higher role within your spiritual community. You have something to share to help lead others. in a leadership position. That's definitely coming through. I feel like there are a few more cards. Maybe what I'll do, let's just go ahead and pull it. And then, actually the number on this one, they said is important. It says 39. Okay. That's important. That might have significance for you. And let's see what else. We have Rainbow Waterfall, Miracles. Number on this one is 31. I heard peeking behind the veil. And lastly, one last one, Spirit. And we need to bring this reading to a close. And we have Phoenix, Transmutation. And this is pulling me back to that message about balancing out, which was the original feeling I got. Balancing out your energies, balancing out the elements that you use, not just relying on one. There is one or two that you'll feel more closely attuned to, but the message here is to, again, expand your horizons, experiment, practice with other things, and that's going to help you grow in what you do, in the magic that you do. And make sure you take notes and pay attention, because this is, add it to your book of shadows. Make sure that you keep track. That's important, because this is a big, feel like a big turning point for you, where things, you can manifest certain things right at a certain level. This is going to take it up a notch. And so next step for you, next step in magic for you. All right. And so that's what I have for you today. What a magical reading. Literally magical reading. I wasn't expecting that. So that was fun. I loved it. All right. So pile 2. If you did enjoy the reading, please subscribe. That would be wonderful. That helps me a lot. And come back for day 8. Check it out. See, actually this is day 8. Come back for day 9 and check it out and see if anything else calls out to you. Also in the Timeless Reading playlist. Alrighty. I appreciate spending this time with you. I appreciate having you here. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Come back for another reading. Alrighty. Bye-bye. Hello there, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this card here. And your charm was the Anchor. And immediately, it's funny because there's this thing about water. And as I started your reading, I noticed that my water glass over there on that side, I had some ice cubes in it, and it was just the condensation was going kind of nuts. And then after the second reading, I went to to go wash my hands, like to clear energy, and I was having a problem with the water, getting the water turned off. So there's a lot of water coming through here, water things, especially with the anchor here. And so I'm feeling like, what I'm hearing is you're watering too much water. And, that can tie into emotions. But I feel this is more with this card, since he's standing there and he's holding the staff, which looks very much also like a caduceus, that medical staff. And this is like earthiness. I've got a frog on here, frogs on here. It's like rebirth, detoxing. I feel that this has it might have something to do with the physical body, along with the emotions and how the two tie into each other. So let's get some more cards and let's figure out this message that Spirit has for you today. I'm going to pull another charm. That's what they're asking me to do. another charm. For Pile 3 Spirit, what is the message? And I have a crown here. Something to do with power and recognizing that you know more than you think. Like you're not valuing your own experience and knowledge enough, that you have something that you can bring to this, whatever situation this is. It might have something, I really feel like it might have something to do with health, but let's get into it. So, Spirit, start with some oracle cards. What else can you share with us about this message for Pile 3? What do you have for Pile 3 here? And I just felt like that first card that kind of flipped, I should have pulled it. So there is like questioning. You might be questioning your decision, questioning your intuition. So what do you have for us, Spirit? Yeah, I'm still feeling that confusion and not trusting myself for some reason. I have the aspirant, ambition, diligence, and setbacks. I think you're being offered, but okay, never mind the words, but look at the imagery. I feel like you're being offered an answer to a question that you have or a situation that you're trying to figure out, something you're trying to figure out. And I feel like it is being offered to you. You do know the answer, but you're not really stepping into that feeling of confidence in yourself and what you know. And that is kind of that's a big thing that's coming through with this reading. One more, Spirit. What else do you have for Pile 3 here? Does Pile 3 need to know? The Muse, generosity and naivety. And again, I think that really ties into that you're not giving yourself enough credit for what you know and what you feel. And that's what I'm getting right now. Let's get a bit more. Let's see. What else can you tell us, Spirit? What would be a good deck to get into? Sacred Forest. What else can you tell us, Spirit, for Pile 3? Like even this, I'm having a hard time like getting through this confusion at the start. It feels, oops. I feel like, oh, there's just too much information. That's what this represents. All these cards coming out. Too much information. I don't know which one, or maybe choices. I don't know which one I should pick. And I can tell you I know already which one I'm sticking out to me. And it is Unicorn and Purity. I feel like you're being called to oops. And when I put it back down onto the deck, I put them upside down by accident. And Frog Spirit, Renewal, is up at the top. And Wisdom, maybe all of these need to be seen. Let's just do those. So for now, we run out of space. So you're being called to come back to simplify how you're looking at something. That's what I'm feeling here. Like you're making something a little bit too complicated, and that's what's making you feel confused. And so you're being called to grounding. You're being called to ground yourself. You're being called to value your own thoughts on the matter, because you do have this wisdom that you're not engaging with. Like you already know the answer. So you're being called to get rid of all the extraneous stuff surrounding this situation. Tap into that confidence that you do know what you're talking about, that you do know that you can contribute something very valuable to this situation. And yeah, it sounds like, okay, practical advice. That's what I'm hearing. It sounds like some practical advice, but this is something that is changing a part of you at your core. It's bringing you back into your power. I feel like perhaps you feel like you're not standing in your power right now. And what is it that's pulling you from that? I think that this has been going on for a while now, where you are questioning your own intuition. You're questioning your own thoughts on a matter, but you know the answer. You know it intuitively. You have this ability of clairsentience and claircognizance. Claircognizance for a lot of you, where you kind of just know, you know it, and you know it to be true. Clairsentience, because you feel it within you, that you're tapped in, and you know that this is the right answer. But for some reason you haven't been trusting yourself lately. Something happened that maybe didn't turn out the way that you thought it would turn out, or as well as you thought. That's a word I heard Spirit say, as well as you thought it was supposed to, that you thought it was going to turn out. But that happened for a reason, and that happened because there is a lesson for you to learn about not humility. I was going to say humility, but that's not really the word. There is something, maybe for some of you it is, and maybe that'll resonate with you. But I think that there's like this building up. You're learning things, and you feel like, well, that worked for that person and that worked for that person, so I need to do it this way or whatnot. Some of you might be coming from pile 2, actually, it feels like, where someone else has, also done this thing that within your profession, or this thing that you're working on, or this thing that you're trying to figure out. And therefore because they've been studying it, they have the answers, and their answer is worth more than yours. Not true, because Spirit wants you to bring it back, because you have this, bring it back to center yourself, bring yourself back to center. There is so much wisdom that you have, and it's innate wisdom, because you're gifted with claircognizance, right, and clairsentience. Don't throw that aside. Don't devalue that. That is something that is an amazing gift. So sure, things don't always work out sometimes, where you really believe something's gonna be the thing, but usually if it doesn't, there is a lesson there for you, for why. The lesson now is to be able to come back to your core self, to the pure self, your soul essence, and to be able to recognize your value and your gifts and their value. And this is the renewal process. So it might seem like a trivial thing that you're dealing with, may not, may seem very big. But for some of you, if you've come to this and you're like, well, it's kind of a trivial matter that's happening at work, like how should we market this thing, or, something or other. But in its trivial, what you feel is its trivial nature is this great gift of renewal, of coming back to self and recognizing who you are and what you offer the world with your gifts. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else, Spirit? I feel like that was so different from the message that came in at the start about the water and the emotions, and somehow that ties in to this. How does it tie in, Spirit? What can you share? What can you share with us? What's a good deck for this? Let's use this again. You know, in pile 2, I would pick up the deck, and for some reason I'm not getting all the cards today, and I don't understand what the deal is. Let's go ahead and look at them, but we're also gonna, you know, shuffle and pull more. So we have the 8 of Pentacles, and I heard hard work if you can get it. Hard work if you can get it. Is that the right saying even? See, I'm questioning myself. Again. And the Prince of Pentacles. I feel like this feels the confusion that you've been experiencing and you've been continuing to work through, makes things feel very, I'm going to say unflowy, because that's what I heard. Like, it's not flowing like water. You're kind of stuck. Something's keeping that stuck, and what's keeping it stuck, what's keeping you stuck is this confusion about yourself and your ability and trusting yourself. That's what I'm feeling here. Again, another card. Let's see, what is this one? The 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's a burden, isn't it? Not trusting yourself can be quite the burden. All right. Anything else you'd like to share, Spirit, especially about the water reference at the start? Emotions. Emotions are definitely affecting this confusion. How you feel about it, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your own contribution. I'm feeling imposter syndrome is popping up. I'm hearing that perhaps some of you are suffering from imposter syndrome, and Spirit is here to remind you that no, you do know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You know it. You know it. You know it deep within you. You know it is the core of your soul. The answers that you look for and the answers that you feel so sure about. Tap into your body. You'll know. You'll know. Give it a chance. Give it a shot. I think some of you, this is an idea that you have about a creative idea that maybe you're just kind of sitting on because you're getting confused about whether it's worth it, right? Don't do that thing. Don't sit on it. You're getting information for a reason. You're getting ideas for a reason. It's a gift that's coming into you. Utilize it. Explore it. Doing so will help you with this process of renewal that you're going through right now, where you're coming back to self. You're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to your true essence. One more card, Spirit. One more card, Spirit. We have the King of Pentacles. Yeah. Putting it out into the world, being confident in that. And lastly, the 3 of Wands. Yeah. Get going. Get started on it. You won't be able to see the bottom of that card, but it's okay. I think I need to censor that. Anyway, one last oracle card for pile 3, Spirit. One last oracle card. I feel like this needs to be something bright. And once again, here's another card that's stuck at the bottom. Bliss, trust yourself. It's the big one. Trust yourself. And one last message. Okay. Not trusting myself. Trust myself, right? And we have vision. Trust in your vision. Trust in your vision. And this one also wanted to come out. And it is stability. And this very much reflects for me the King of Pentacles. Trust in your vision. it's definitely worth more than you think right now, than you think it is. All right, pile 3. Totally got this. It's a great reading to remind you to not devalue your inspiration, your ideas, the information that you have, the things that you've learned over time, because it is worth so much, not just to yourself, but to others. I mean, that's really, I feel like this is being shared with someone else. This is something that's going to affect a lot of other people. And most of all, is helping you to come back to that core essence, to understand your gifts and to rely on your gifts, to trust yourself. That is such an amazing gift, right? To know that what the information that you're getting rings true for you, right? It rings true. All right. It'll help release some of that confusion for you. All right. So thanks for joining me, pile 3. Like I said, I think some of this might tie into pile 2. There's a little bit of it in pile 1, but I don't know, only if you're called to listen to those. But trust yourself. Trust yourself. It's a beautiful gift that you have. Alrighty, if you like this reading, please go ahead and like or subscribe to the channel, and you'll, if given the option, enable notifications so you know when the next one's coming out. This is, again, day 8 of my 30-day challenge, so there'll be quite a few more. And then, we'll see how we continue on after the 30 days. I will be doing readings, maybe not daily, or maybe daily. I don't know. We'll see. Let me work through my own confusion regarding this and just listen to Spirit on that. So, alrighty, have a wonderful day and hope to see you next time. Right? Bye-bye. Hey there, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose this card here. And the charms were the alarm clock, the key, and the heart with the infinity symbol through it. And as I was setting up for your reading, like the cards that wanted to, the decks that wanted to be a part of your reading kind of made their way in here. And I'm hearing the time is now. The time is now. And then there are these sea shanties. It's time to go now. Like, that is what I'm hearing just over and over and over in my head. And this crystal here won it out. And I think that it won it out because it's kind of showing you this. You're kind of living in this little snow globe, and it's time to move past that, to leave that, time to go now, time to move on. And I think that this has something to do with not necessarily relationships, but it has something to do with following your heart. I mean, that's really what I'm hearing. It's time to follow your heart. It's time to go now. Time to follow your heart. It's time to expand your world, create a new snow globe to inhabit if that's what you want to, if that's what you'd like to do, or leave the snow globe altogether. That's, for some of you, this is a town. This is a location. This is actually talking about physical movement. Yeah. Others, it might just be like a frame of mind. It might just be a way of doing things, job, career. But there is fire behind this. And I think that you're really going to be feeling this as we move through the Lionsgate portal. There is confidence, extreme confidence, trust, motivation, this inspiration coming from this card. And so let's see what else Spirit has for us. Let's start with this one here. All right. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3? Let's see. And I feel like the cards don't even want to come out. It's like all the potential is there. This is a moment of immense potential for you. The energy of this potential is immense. Don't limit yourself. Don't hold yourself back is what I'm hearing. It's time to go. It's time to just follow your heart. Wow, very free, very happy-go-lucky feeling here. We have Earth, physical body, grounding, nurture, and cultivate. The number on here is 10. I do feel like one cycle in your life is ending, and part of that, like you're moving on to something new, and here it's like it's time to roam. I don't know. It's time to go now. It's time to roam. It's time to see what else the world has in store for you, what life has in store for you. Time to explore. You're grounded. You're grounded and confident, and I think previously you may not have felt safe to follow your heart. Like, and when I say safe, I mean you didn't feel security in that movement, and just, you know, throwing your cares to the wind and you know, heading out. But I feel like you've reached probably the end of one cycle where you dealt with those types of fears, insecurities, that you're rolling on into this next phase, and you feel good about it, and you feel confident about it. You feel confident in your ability to ensure your own safety and security. Interesting. All right, what else you got for us, Spirit? Let's see, what is this in reference to? Heart comes flying out. Oh shoot, I don't have my reading glasses. So it's a center of emotions, affection, and passion. Someone falling in love with you, romantic love and heart. But I don't feel it's just romantic. I feel that it is maybe romantic in the way that you are listening, that you are loving yourself and your ability, and how you feel about yourself, and how confident you feel in your abilities. You're really tapped into your own power right now, and that is, and it's like this, it's this amazing energy and motivation. And if you're not feeling this just yet, you will be very soon. I think that's what's coming with this Lionsgate portal for you. I was gonna do a reading to say what's coming, and well, you're jumping the gun here, Pile 4. You're one step ahead of me. But that's the energy. That's the energy that I'm feeling. And I also have Torch, enlightenment, hope in time of darkness, guidance and direction when all seems lost. And as I think this is what you've come out of, or what you're coming out of into this very confident, secure, safe, highly motivated and inspired space that you're either in right now or coming into. Let's go ahead and, since this is out, let's pull these cards here. Oops, Spirit. What do you have for Pile 3? We have Trine, auspiciousness, positivity, and luck. Wow, what a great cards coming out for you, Pile 4. And we have Aquarius, I feel like this might be this might be, it has a connection for you, whether you're an Aquarius or whether you have planets in certain houses that tie to Aquarius. This Aquarius energy, that might be part of what's driving you, is this like innovation. Innovation. Where are you going with that, Spirit? Where are you going with that? Let's go ahead and pull. I get another oracle here. You have for a Spirit for pile 3. Really, the message is it's time to go now. It's time to go after what your heart wants, your dreams, what your heart wants. Listen to your heart. Follow where your heart leads you. We have the diviner, divine timing, and evaluation. And perhaps you're here because, well, my role today is to divine this message for you. The time is now, right? The time is now. Perhaps you planted this seed a while ago, and here it's sprouting. It's time to go. Time to get going. All right, let's see. What else do we have today, Spirit? What tarot deck shall we use today? Really, it's going to be a short reading, I think, because it's so direct. It's time to go now. And I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think there is a dream that you have. Your heart's been calling to you to do something specific, and the Spirit is saying now's the time. We have Judgment. And even in this card, look at the angel is... It's time. It's time, folks. Time to move on to the next great thing. You've worked through this cycle. It's time to go. Move on to the next. What will it bring? Let's ask Spirit. What is this next cycle going to bring? I feel like it's going to bring a lot of joy. A new project. Collaboration with others. I'm going to have to move that so you can see all the cards. I'm kind of just, well, I usually just go with the flow when I lay out the cards. And sometimes it all fits and sometimes it doesn't. But it's just like, and that came out, I think, because it's like listening to your intuition. You just kind of, you hear what your heart is saying, you hear what your heart is calling you to do, and you're confident and comfortable enough in your, and trust yourself enough and trust the universe enough that you can go and do it without much fear or hesitation. What a great place to be in. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And you know, it's interesting. My stomach is growling. Why is that? You know, things that happen as I read, I feel tie into the message. That's just usually how it goes. Spirit has many ways of giving us signs. I think that's what I'm coming around to here with this message is that, you know, I think your body is telling you something. I think that's how Spirit speaks to you. I think that's how your intuition, your higher self speaks to you, through your body, through your feelings. And so when you get the feeling like, hey, you know what? It's time. Listen to that. You can trust that. You can trust your ability to know, to hear yourself, and then act on it. That's the message that I just came through. You'll probably hear my stomach growl a little bit more because now the body is speaking. And we have Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, everything here is pointing. It's time to go. It's time to go now. It's time to do that thing. It's time to pursue that thing. this is quite an auspicious reading. Isn't that what the trine said? Auspiciousness, right? Positivity and luck. And this is the point that you are at. There really isn't much more I can add to this message. Anything else you want to say, Spirit? We have the Five of Swords. I think that there were fears that were keeping you from this previously. And I feel this is a very, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're trying to do, perhaps there were some fears that others would take from you in some way, that you weren't secure enough or felt safe enough sharing this dream, pursuing this dream. And that was the cycle that you were working through and getting through. And you've done a great job, because look at all of this. Look at where you're at. Look at this amazing energy that you're stepping into because you work through this. It's not something you need to worry about. And so I'll keep it there. We also have this Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, there goes my stomach again. Can you hear it? That was a loud one. All right. So I think perhaps there was this fear that you wouldn't be able to support yourself in this dream. And so it was maybe, you know, put on the back burner for a little bit. But here's your alarm clock waking you up, telling you to get cracking. It's time. It is time to go now. It is time to do that thing that you've been thinking about, that you've been wanting to do. It's time to follow your heart where it wants to lead you. And you can trust it. You can trust in this energy it is this auspicious energy. There's luck. If you follow your heart, if you follow your intuition, if you listen to yourself and you listen to what you know, if you feel it in your body, listening to what your body is telling you. And let's get one final, I think this one really wants, it's the colors. The colors are really standing out to me. I feel like the Time Travelers deck too is something. Maybe we'll pull one of these and the Time Travelers deck and let's just see what comes out. Because I feel like this is it. This is your message. We have Tree Frog, Soul Song, Meditation, Creation, Rebirth. And this is a moment of rebirth where you are reinventing yourself in a way. By listening to your heart, which is that's how your soul sings. Your soul sings through the feelings, right, that you're getting and you're interpreting in your heart. So I leave that right there. And like I said, this deck, this Time Travelers deck, is really just kind of singing over there in the corner. It wants to say something. And what does it want to say? Where are we going? Where are we headed? What insight do you have for pile 3, Spirit? We have the Force energy, Life Force energy. Number 23, Life Force energy. Yeah, that's feeling this, feeling it. You're feeling your life force. This is your life force that is speaking to you and calling you. And it says it's time to go now. So get cracking, pile 3. And this is where I'm going to leave it. You can trust yourself in this. You can trust what you're hearing, the soul song that you're hearing, that you're feeling. And good luck. I don't think you need it. You already got positivity and luck coming your way. All right. So that's it. That's it for you, pile 3. Great reading. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and like the video. Subscribing helps me bring these messages out to more people. And you know, if you enable notifications, you'll be notified next time I have a reading coming out, which should be tomorrow, because this is day 8 of the 30-day reading challenge, and you know, we're just rolling along and getting it out. So alrighty, thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful day, It's time to go now. Alrighty, have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.